Hey, what's up everybody? Coach Aaron here with Super Vegans, and we are back today with another meal prep, plant-based meal prep. So today what I'm gonna make for you, I'm going to make vegan tempeh hash. So we're gonna use some tempeh, we're gonna throw some kale in there, we're gonna use some potatoes, and then for a side dish, I'm gonna use some tricolor carrots. So I'm going to break this down to show you how I'm going to marinate everything, how I'm going to prepare the tempeh to get that bitter taste out of there and make it a little bit softer. So let's do it. All right, guys, so first what I want to do, because this is going to take the longest, so I want to get the seasoning and everything on the carrots, then put the carrots in the oven to bake, all right? So we are going to go, a tablespoon is good. You could do 2 tablespoons, but a tablespoon is good. And then I'm going to put a bit of onion salt, 21 seasoning salute, boom. And then we are going to put some Himalayan pink salt, all right? And then we're just gonna mix that up. Just get it all mixed up. Get the olive oil over all of the carrots. All right, so everything is mixed up. The olive oil is on the carrots. Now, we are going to get that into the oven. And we are going to put the timer on. 30 minutes. And that's that for the carrots. All right, so now we are going to chop up the tempeh. And I'm chopping it into like as little chunks as possible. And the reason for this is because when I boil it, I want it to get as soft as possible, and I want to get that bitter taste out. So I'm just gonna chop down here, and then I'm gonna take about 4 pieces and just chop. Boom, done. And now another chop. Boom, and then the rest, chop. All right, so I have this no chicken broth, okay? So the reason that I'm using this, it says vegetarian, but it's really vegan. And the reason I'm using this is because I want to boil the tempeh before I even cook it, prepare it. So if I boil the tempeh, it's gonna get that bitter taste out and it's gonna soften it up a bit. So I'm gonna get this and I'm just gonna put that in. Woo. All right, so I'm gonna let that go for about 10 to 12 minutes. I'll let that boil, and then from there, we'll take it out, we'll drain it, and then we'll get ready for the rest. All right, now we are going to chop the potatoes for the tempeh hash, all right? So here, let's cut the edges off, and then here. All right, so what I usually do is for the potatoes, I go here and then here. So, boom, boom, Makes it easy. Just 2 chops like that. Now the tempeh that we've had boil should be done. This way, when I boil it and I get it soft, I get that bitter taste out. It's gonna pick up the flavors when I use the like chili powder and everything to get the flavors. I'm also gonna use some maple syrup, things like that. So that should be good. So now I'm just gonna drain it. I'm gonna let that sit for a while. It's crazy because it smells like I just used chicken, but there's no chicken part of this, and it just helps with the tempeh. It gets that bitter flavor out, softens up the tempeh, so it's really good. All you really need is like 10, 12 minutes, and you're good to go. All right, guys, so we are now going to chop up the bell peppers and the onions, and this is what's gonna be cooked with the potatoes. And the recipe called for to cook the potatoes and everything together with the tempeh. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook the tempeh separate because I want the tempeh to pick up as much as of the seasoning as possible. Okay, so let's do this. Sometimes I would keep these like in a bigger, but I'm gonna cut these. I'm gonna just chop them really tiny. Because you know, it's a hash, so it's just much better that way. Now with the onion. So we are going to get this all chopped. And my cutting skills are horrible, so don't worry about it, because when I sweat these onions down, it'll be good to go. All right, so now since I've chopped up the onions, the bell peppers, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the sauce ready, and then I'm gonna marinate the tempeh in the sauce while I have the potatoes and everything cooking. All right, guys, so now we are going to make the sauce. We are gonna use things like olive oil, we're gonna use maple syrup, soy sauce, chili powder. We're gonna create something to make this tempeh taste amazing. All right, so let's do this. We are going to go 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and look how I wasn't even ready because I didn't even open this. Boom. Now we're gonna go 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Boom. And then maple syrup. We are going to go 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Give it that sweet texture. Yeah. All right, now we are going to go with the chili powder. And then we are going to go with paprika. I hardly have any there, so we're just gonna put that in. And then we are going to go with the ground cumin. Boom. All right, and then we just stir this up. Get those flavors all together. And then once that's all stirred up, ready to go, we now mix this with the tempeh. We let that sit for a while, and then once that sits, we get everything going and we start sauteing. All right, so now that we have made the marinade here, we are now going to mix this with the tempeh here. Boom. And I'm trying to get all of this in there. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'm just gonna stir this up. I really want to get that all in there. So you see how that's mixing? See how that's mixing in there? So I want to get every piece of tempeh to be dark brown with the seasoning. So now, with this mixture here, I'll just let that sit for a while and let the tempeh soak up the seasoning, and then we'll start cooking. Now we are going to prepare the potato hash, okay? So like I said, I'm not gonna mix this in with the tempeh all together. I'm just gonna do the onions and the bell peppers, and then I'm gonna sweat that down a bit, and then I'll put the potatoes in. And then I'll do the tempeh in a separate pan, and do it like that. That works better for me. I enjoy doing it like that. So now we'll put some potatoes in. I'm gonna let that cook down, and I'm just gonna season this with pink Himalayan sea salt and black pepper, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna season this with, because the tempeh has a lot of seasoning on it already. All right, now we have had this tempeh marinating for a while now, and the seasoning, I feel, it's on there. Okay, so now we're gonna saute this. And usually I do this in a wok, but I'm using a wok, as you can see, for the potato hash. But this will work. So I want to get this, like, I like to get it really, really crispy. And if I get it crispy, then I feel that that's going to make the tofu even better. The tempeh even better. I get it mixed up all the time. But if you get it to get like a little crisp on it, it's gonna taste amazing. All right, guys, we are done. So what we created was the vegan tempeh hash. And like I said, I did a deconstruction of it. I didn't want to mix the tempeh in with the potato hash. So what we have here is the tempeh, the spicy tempeh, or the seasoned tempeh, because it's not spicy. It has a little sweet taste to it. We have the potato hash, and we have the tricolor carrots. All right. So if you can see, that is my meal prep. That is one meal of the day for 6 days. So that's 6 meals for the week. And I just take those out and warm it up, and good to go.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you for watching today's video. I truly appreciate it. If you liked what you saw today, if you liked the video, click that like button, because that really helps us out. And if you want more content like you saw today, hit that subscribe button, because that also helps us out. And don't forget to hit that bell. Leave a comment to let us know what you want to see in the future, okay? Because we're here for you, all right? So thank you again for watching. Peace.